ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। So we were in the fourth Brahmana of the fourth chapter, Sharirika Brahmana. Here we look, I think up to the 18th Khandika we came. So here I said the 17th and 18th, these are all discussed in the Brahma Sutra 1, 4, 11, 12, 13. There, whatever these Vakyas are there here, they are analyzed, particularly in the context of the Sankhya. So this Pancha Jana, this is interpreted by the Sankhya as Pancha is 25. Okay, they take it as 5 into 5. So this Pancha Jana as representing the 25 tattvas as enumerated by the Sankhya. But Bhashyakara has given here the meaning as Gandharvadayaha or Nishada Panchamaha Varnaha. So either you can take Gandharva, Pitris, Devas, Asuras, Rakshas, or you can take it as Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Nishada. But actually, Vyasacharya gives a different meaning. Okay, that also I wanted to tell you. So, Vyasacharya gives the meaning as this Pranadayaha here. Okay, because he says immediately after this, these are all enumerated here. Pranasya Pranam, Uta Chakshushas Chakshuhu, Shrotrasya Shrotram, Manaso Manaha. Like this, 4 are there, but this is the Kanva Shaka. In the Madhyandina Shaka, additionally, Annasya, Annam also is there. So 5 things are enumerated in the Madhyandina Shaka immediately after this Pancha Jana. And Vyasacharya gives those 5 as the meaning for this Pancha Jana or Pancha Jana. And refutes the Sankhya's contention that it refers to their 25 tattvas. It doesn't refer to 25, it refers to only 5. And those 5 are here. Even if they say this Pancha represents 25, Akashascha is a problem because it is sitting separately, correct? In there, 25 Akasha is included in the Pancha Mahabhuta. So, Akasha they cannot count here. And all this is Pratishtitaha Atman, in the Atma, correct? Yasmin Pratishtitaha Tameva Manye Atmanam is there. So, in which all these things are supported. Okay, you can say Pratishtitaha means. So, that also doesn't really go along with their whatever they are proposing. Okay. So based on this, all this, Vyasacharya rejects their view, but he gives his view as this Panchajana represents Prana, Chakshu, Shrotram, Manas, okay, and Anna for Madhyandina. Then what do we do for Kanva Shaka? Only 4 are there, means he writes another sutra for that, in fact, interestingly, and says, since Jyotisham Jyotihi is there before, we'll take instead of Anna, we'll take Jyotis as the 5th one for Kanva Shaka, like that. There are 3 sutras which are actually discussing this 16, 17, 18. Very interesting. I just wanted to give you this information. But anyway, whichever way you give the meaning, correct? Whether you give Gandharvadayaha, Nishada Panchamaha, or Pranadayaha, the idea is that the Karya and Karana both are having Pratishtita only in Atma. That is the idea. Because the Akasha is the Karana for us, which is the Avyakrita. So both the Vyakrita is the Karya or the differentiated. Avyakrita is the undifferentiated or the unmanifest. So both the manifest and unmanifest, Karya and Karana, all have Pratishtitaha. They are all having the Pratishta as the Atma. And one more idea also is given by Vidyaranya. So Vidyaranya has written a Brhadaranyaka Vartika Sara. In the Vartika Sara, he says that it is Chiddan Jada, because he takes Akasha as Jada, and Panchajana are all Chit, correct? Because either they are Gandharvas or they are Nishada. So like that, he is taking whether it is Chit or Jada, all of them have Pratishtha in the Atma. Like that also a meaning is given. So different meanings are given for this, but whichever way we give the meaning, the Tatparya is that everything has its Pratishtha in the Atma. Okay, so this is what I just wanted to tell you. And I think we even saw uh, the Bhashya also we saw, I think, up to 18. Now the 19th is what Manasaiva Anudrashtavyam Neha Nanasti Kinchana Mrityosa Mrityumapnoti Jaiha Nana Iva Pashyati. So a similar verse is there in Kathopanishad also. Okay, I think it is in second Adhyaya and first only of Kathopanishad. Manasaiva idam aptavyam, like that it is there. Neha nanasti kinchana mrityosa mrityum gacchati yahya nana iva pashyati. Almost similar. Okay. So this is a very important Upanishad Vakya for us. In fact, for those who take the Veda as a pramana and pramana janita jnana as the sakshat karana for moksha, this is a very important Vakya for us. Why? Because otherwise the modern Vedantins are there, correct? They say, why are you studying Shastra? Why do we require Guru? This Atma cannot be seen. Therefore, sit in meditation, close your eyes, turn inwards, and in the white heat of meditation, Atma will manifest itself and show it to you. Paramatma is the actual Guru. You don't require any Guru outside. All this confusion is going on. Okay. You have to go beyond your mind in meditation, then only you can see this Atma. Okay, this kind of a view is very prevalent in the spiritual world. Okay, that's why I don't call Vedanta spirituality. Also, we don't want to call it. You are a mumukshu, and then you become a Vedanti. That's all. That is good enough. I think we have to stick to our own terminology. We don't want to be spiritual. You be a mumukshu, jijnasu. Okay, and then you study the Shastra, you gain knowledge. You become a jnani. That is good enough for us. So those who are spiritual, they are going after all this meditation and all that. Of course, we don't deny meditation is important. The dhyana and nididhyasana, even yoga sadhana is fine. We are not denying their role, but we cannot leave out the sakshat karana, which is shastra vakya janita jnanam, guru upadesha janita jnanam. Correct. Shastra vakya, again, you cannot read yourself. It has to come through guru upadesha. So that being the case, and all these things you have to process in your mind only, because the ajnanam is there in the mind. Ajnana is not Atma Swarupa, or it is not a something in Atma. Understand that. If Ajnana is Atma Swarupa, then Ajnana will never go away. So Ajnana is actually not a Visheshana of Atma, but it is there. It is an Antakarana dosha only. And it has to go from there only. Then. Correct? That's why it is saying Manasa Eva Anudrashtavyam. Anudrashtavyam also again. Understand this. Wherever Anu is there, you are not seeing it yourself. You are seeing along with your Guru. Understand that. Your guru is teaching, you are listening and then seeing yourself in the words of your guru. That is anudrashtavyam. And how do you see yourself? Neha nanasti kinchana. There is no multiplicity here. Whatever is there here, there is only ekatvam. There is only one. There are not many atmas. And there are not many vastus also. There is only one real vastu, satya vastu, which is myself. Everything else is only mithya, nama rupa. So neha nanasti kinchana. There is no multiplicity here, diversity, difference, distinction, whatever word you can use. None of that is there. There is only one vastu really, and that vastu has to be known in your mind. And known means what? Not known as an object. It cannot be known as an object. That's why we say it is beyond your mind. Even though it is beyond your mind, the knowledge about that which is beyond your mind has to take place only in your mind, because the ignorance is there in the mind, and ignorance has to go away. The removal of ignorance alone, we say, is Atma Jnanam, or Atma is known and all that. In fact, Atma need not be known separately. Atma is always already as it is. Okay, it is Swayam Prakashaha, Swata Siddhaha. So it is self-revealing and self-existent reality. It need not be known as an object or anything. All the wrong notions about the Atma has to go away. That's all is required. That is accomplished in your mind only. That is why my Guru Pujya Swamiji used to say, you require an enlightened mind, correct? Not a lightened mind. Just quieting the mind also is not good enough. An ignorant person without any thoughts in the mind, during that time, maybe it is a good experience. I don't deny that. Even like deep sleep is a good experience, correct? But that does not make you a jnani. Similarly, without exposure to the Shastra, just doing meditation and controlling your mind and all that, or making your mind still itself is not good enough. So a lightened mind is not good enough. You require an enlightened mind. An enlightened mind will be benefited by a still mind also, because in that process you will be able to assimilate the Shastra Janita Jnanam better. That's all. So, Manasaiva Anudrashtavyam. Only with the mind you have to see this. And if you don't see it, what happens? Mrityoho samrityumapnoti. From death to death, you keep on going. Okay. Janma after Janma, you are born, you have to die. Nothing changes. You are the same limited Jiva. You continue that Punarapi Maranam, Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Janani Jatare Shayanam. So you have to sleep in your mother's womb, again birth, grow up, enjoy whatever Sukha Dukha, die as an individual, again born. Like this, Mrityoho samrityumapnoti ya iha nana iva pashyati, the one who sees nana. But the beauty here is, see here, the Upanishad is saying Nana Iva Pashyati. That means Nana, the multiplicity, diversity, distinction, subject, object distinction, etc., are not real. Understand that. It is all only Iva, 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 everywhere. As though, as though, as though, everything is as though. Any multiplicity, any distinction is as though. It is all avidya adhyaropa. Understand that. Because you don't know the Atma, because the ignorance is covering the Atma, Ajnanena Avritam Jnanam, Tena Muhyanti Jantavaha, Bhagavan says. So the Ajnana is covering the true nature of Atma. Therefore, you see then whatever. Everything else is superimposed on that. So that is a very important Vakya. Like I said, there is a similar Vakya in Kathopanishad. So here, let us see the Bhashya. Tat Brahma Darshane Sadhana Muchyate. So how do you know this Brahman? So the sadhana for that is given here. The means manasaiva. Mind is the sadhana, means for that. But what kind of mind? Not every mind is capable of understanding this Atma Jnanam. So Bhashyakara, Paramartha Jnana Samskritena means the mind which is matured, correct? Which is actually has listened to all this teaching. That is the Paramartha Jnana he is talking about here. So about this Atma, Paramatma, about the ultimate reality. Paramartha means you can take it as ultimate reality. The one who is exposed to the teaching, the mind which is exposed to the teaching of this ultimate reality, which is Brahman, such a mind. And how did you get exposed to that? Acharya Upadesha Purvakam. So this Paramartha Jnana Samskrita itself, how did it happen? Because the Acharya gave you Upadesha, Shravana Manana Nididhyasana, you have undergone. That is the meaning here, really speaking. Acharya Upadesha Purvakam cha Anudrashtavyam. You have to see with the mind which has undergone Shravana Manana Nididhyasana with the Acharya and which has been in that process only, it has become mature enough. It has emotional maturity, intellectual maturity. Correct? All kinds of maturity is important. One has to be both emotionally mature, intellectually also mature to appreciate oneself. Then you see this along with your guru. It has to be seen. And then what? Tatra cha darshana vishaye brahmani. So with reference to that Brahman, na iha nana asti kinchana kinchidapi. There is no multiplicity, there is no diversity, distinction, difference, nothing. And asati nanatve, nanatvam adhyaropayati avidyaya. But everybody is seeing many things. Guru Shishya also is nana only. Guru Shishya Vyavahara is there means even that. That's why Gaudapada says, na nirodho na chotpattihi na paddho na cha sadakaha. So there is no utpatti or pralaya or anything. There is no baddha, there is no sadaka. These are all only maya. Okay. So if nanatvam is not there, then why everybody is seeing means it is maya. That's what he's saying. Nanatvam adhyaropayati. This multiplicity is superimposed. How means avidyaya, by ignorance. So ignorance covers and also projects. So avidyaya means it is the covering. Nanatam adhyaropayati is the projection. So that's what happens. And once that happens, what? Samrityoho marana, mrityum maranam apnoti. From death, you attain to another death. Like that, keep on going. Who is that? Ko asau, ya iha nana iva pashyati. The one who sees as though there is many here. That person has to go from death to death. No, Bhashyakara says, Adya avidya adyaropana vitirekena nasti paramarthataha dvaitamityarthaha. So he is putting a note here. What? Other than the avidya adyaropana, so the superimposition due to ignorance. Correct? So avidya adhyastha only, everything, all the nanatvam is. But in reality, in this Brahman, there is no dvaita. Paramarthataha dvaitam nasti ityarthaha. That's what very beautifully this Vakya says. Now, next also is a very highly quoted Vakya. Okay. Ekadhaiva anudrashtavyam etad apramayam dhruvam virajah para akashad aja atma mahan dhruvaha. So, this ekadha eva anudrashtavyam, again, this has to be seen in as one alone, okay, as one homogeneous thing. That's what already it was said, correct? Even in Aitareya also, Prajnana Ghana, Saindava Ghana and all that was used. Means Ghanam means one homogeneous thing because within it also there is no difference, correct? This Ekameva Advitiya. So it has to be seen as one and one homogeneous entity with one with its own swarupa. That's it. There is nothing else. Ekadha eva anudrashtavyam etad apramayam dhruvam. That which is apramaya means what? Apramayam only is apramaya, means that which is not an object of your cognition. Everything is one. There is no even subject object division. So how can you have subject, object, etc.? It's not a object of your cognition. And it is dhruva. Dhruva means nityam, kutastham and all that. Unchanging reality. That which is the invariable and unchanging in each and every cognition, that is dhruva. And it is virajaha, means again vigata rajaha. Rajaha here is again karma only, papa punya. Without any, because this atma is not a karta. So where is the question of any karma? Akashat paraha. It is even greater. Here akasha again we have to take it as avyakrita only. It is, or even if you take it as akasha like space, space is all pervading. But this atma is even greater than that, means what? It is even the cause of space itself, correct? That means it is limitless, it is ananta, and such limitless atma cannot be born because it transcends time also, correct? Therefore, it is ajaha, it is unborn. This atma is mahan dhruvaha. Again, this mahan means there is nothing greater than that. Whichever kind of measure you have, spatial measure, time-wise measure, anoraniyan, mahato mahiyan. It is smaller than the smallest, greater than the greatest. Correct? That is the beauty of this atma. Means it is beyond all measure, any kind of measure. That is why it is Mahan and it is Dhruvaha. Means Dhruvaha here again means Avinashi. It can never be destroyed because it is unchanging. So this is the Atma. And Bhashya also, Bhashyakara writes a little bit Bhashya here on this Apramayam. Okay, that we will see. Yasmad evam tasmad. Okay, Yasmad evam tasmad means Yasmad evam is referring to the previous Vakya. See, Mrityoho sa mrityumapnoti ya iha nana iva pashyati, correct? So the one who sees as though there is many goes from death to death. Therefore, or because of that, what? You have to see it in this manner. Evam anudrashtavyam. How? That's what he is saying. Therefore, ekadha eva eke naiva prakarena vijnana ghana eka rasa prakarena. So you have to see it as only one, as oneness. In only one way you can see it, which is vijnana ghana. It is one homogeneous conscious entity. Eka rasa also. Eka rasa means also same thing. It has the same nature. Okay, it's of one nature, homogeneous. In that manner alone, you have to see it. And akashavate nirantarena anudrashtavyam. So that which is always there, like even the akasha, physically akasha is always there. Anything else and everything else can come and go. So many things are happening, everything is happening in space. Like that, this Atma, Vijnana, Ghana is there always. And you have to see it like that as Ekadha. Yasmat, Yetat Brahma, Aprameyam, Sarva Ekatva. Because everything is only one, therefore this Brahman is also Aprameya. If there is only one, there is no subject-object division. Therefore, it is not an object of your cognition. That's why Bhashyakara puts an Yasmat here. He connects this Aprameya with the Ekada or Ekatvam. Sarva Ekatva. Anye nahi anyat pramiyate. See, one something is cognized by some other thing, correct? Two things are required, subject and object, for any cognition to take place. Idantu ekameva, but here there is only one vastu. Ataha prameyam, therefore it is not an object of any cognition. Dhruvam nityam kutastam avichali ityartha. Dhruvam means what? That which is eternal. Eternal means that which transcends the space-time itself, correct? Kutastam means unchanging again. Like the anvil. Anvil in a blacksmith shop remains the same. Everything else you put it on the anvil and you beat and shape it and all that, anvil remains as it is. Kutes taha. Like that, this Atma, whatever may be happening in your body, mind, sense complex, Atma is as it is. Pratyegatma doesn't change. It is the invariable, unchanging reality in each and every cognition. That's why it is avichali. Means it doesn't have any activity in it. It doesn't move. There is no vibration or anything also in Atma. Understand? All vibration also is within avidya only. It is avichali. How can it vibrate or anything? It is everything. There is no vibration also. Okay, once we say this, what Purva Pakshi comes? He says, Nanu viruddham idam uchyate. You are saying something contradictory. Why? Aprameyam nyayate iti cha. So you said Brahman is known. Till now you are talking about the stuti. You are doing stuti of Brahma Jnanam. Means Brahman is known. Atma is known. And at the same breath you are saying it is aprameya. These two are contradictory. How can you know that which cannot be known? Okay, this is what is said here. And he is explaining that further. What nyayate iti pramanaihi miyata ityarthaha means nyayate means it can be only known through a means of knowledge, correct? Through a means of knowledge, you know something. Then only you can say, I know it, or it is known. Similarly, but if you say aprameyam, iti tat pratishedaha, and aprameya is against that which cannot be known through any means of knowledge as an object. So once this is raised, Bhashyakara, Naisha doshaha, it is not a defect. Why? You have to understand it properly. Why? He is saying, Anya vastuvate anagama pramana prameyatva pratishedharthatvat. So the aprameya is said what? Like, see, other entities are there, other objects are there. They are all known through pratiksha, anumana, etc. The pramanas which are other than the agama pramana. But this Brahman is Upanishadam Brahma. Understand that it can only be known through Upanishad, only through the agama pramana. Therefore, he is saying anagama pramana prameyatva pratishedharthatva. This Atma cannot be known through any other pramana other than agama. For that purpose only this aprameya is said. By that, all other pramana do not have any role to play in knowing this Atma. That is the meaning. And then he explains that yatha anyani vastuni agama nirapekshaihi pramanaihi vishayi kriyante na tatha etad atma tattvam pramanantarena vishayi kartum shakyate. So like any other entity or object, anyani vastuni agama nirapekshahi, that which are not dependent on agama, pramanai, the means of knowledge which are not dependent on the Veda, through them they are vishayi kriyante, means what? They are objectified by such pramanas and known. But this Atma Tattva cannot be known like that. Na tatha etad Atma Tattvam pramanantarena vishayi kartum shakyate. By any other pramana, this Atma Tattva cannot be objectified. It cannot be known as an object of your cognition. Therefore, it is said, and further what he is saying, Sarvasya Atmatve kena kampashye vijaniyatiti pramatri pramanadi vyapara pratishedhenaiva agamaha api vijnapayati. Even the Veda, how does it teach this Atma? Correct? It says, since everything is Atma, Sarvasya Atmatve, who will see what? Kena kampashyet, kena kam vijaniyat, all these things we already saw. That's how even Brhadaranyaka is teaching this Atma Tattva. So in this manner, what iti pramatru pramanadi vyapara pratishedhena, by negating the pramatru pramana vyapara with reference to Atma. In that manner alone, even Agama is teaching you, is revealing this Atma to you. Agamaha api vijnapayati, natu abhidhana abhidheya lakshana vakya dharma angikaranena. Not by abhidhana abhidheya means what? A word is an abhidhana, correct? Or a name. And whatever it indicates, an object is the abhidheya. Now, that is possible only for objects which are cognized by your sense organs and mind. But this Brahman cannot be an abhidheya for any abhidhana, because why? Again, in fact, this I think we saw somewhere even in previously in the Brhadaranyaka Bhashya. Words can only denote four things, correct? Jati, Guna, Kriya, Sambandha. Brahman does not have any of these things. Understand that? There is no Brahma Jati, because it is only Ekameva Advitiyam. Then Guna, it is Nirguna. Kriya, it is Nishkriya. Sambandha, it is Asanga. So what are you going to do? Everything is negated. So it cannot be the direct meaning of any one word. That is the thing here. That is the interesting thing. So Abhidhana, Abhideya, Lakshana, Vakya, Dharma, Angikaranena, Na. The Na is there before. So that we have to be very clear. It cannot be by accepting the indication of a meaning of a word. By in that manner, it cannot be characterized by like that. That is the meaning here. Therefore, what? Tasmat na agamenapi swarga mervadivati tat pratipadyate. Even by agama, it is not revealed like swarga and meru, etc. Swarga also, agama gives a description about swarga, or meru also how it is and all that. That those things at least you can again objectify and know in your mind. But Atma is not like that. It is not the direct meaning of any word. That's how it is revealed. That's why even Shruti has to say, Yato vacho nivartante aprapriya manasa saha. So even words and mind return from which, without being able to objectify it, words and mind return back from where? That is this Brahman, Atma. In that manner alone it is revealed. Why? Because Pratipadayitra Atma Bhutam Hitate. It is the Atma of the one who is revealing also. So how can it be separated? It is the Atma of the one who is knowing. Therefore, what? Pratipadayituhu Pratipadanasya Pratipadya Vishayatvat Vedehi Sati Tadbhavati. So, Pratipadanasya Pratipadya Vishayatvat means whatever is being revealed to be an object of revelation, correct? And the one who reveals that object of revelation, all these things to be there, Vedehi Sati Tadbhavati is saying. Only if the Veda is there, only when the difference is there, that knower, known means of knowledge, like this Triputi we say. Only when this distinction is there, these things are possible. But this Atma is the Atma of everything, and it is the only thing which is there. Therefore, it cannot be revealed in that manner as an object of any cognition. Therefore, what jnanam cha tasmin paramatma bhava nivrittihi eva. Therefore, what is this jnanam we are talking about? You know Brahman. That also he clarifies so beautifully. So, with reference to this Brahman, what is knowledge means? Paramatma bhava nivrittihi eva. Paratma bhava nivrittihi eva. Not Paramatma. Sorry, Paratma bhava. Means what? You are identifying Atma on something else. Para. On Anatma, you are placing the Atma. That is the entire problem. Correct? This body is a known object. But you do Vyavahara as I with reference to the body. That means You identify with the body. You place the self identification on body. You place the self identification on prana. You place the self identification on the indriyas. You place the self identification on mind, on buddhi, all these things. Therefore, all the problems you have. So, therefore, what jnanam here is what? That nivrittihi, you no more identify yourself with reference to your body, mind, sense complex. Paratma bhava, nivritti has taken place. That is good enough. The Atma is anyway shining afterwards. Once the wrong notions are gone, Atma shines as it is. Therefore, na tasmin sakshat Atma bhavaha kartavyaha. So you don't have to objectify this Atma and directly know it as an object and all that. That is not possible. That is not required. So Atma bhavaha sakshat na kartavyaha. Bhashyakara. Other than removing the false identification. Why? Because vidyamanatvat Atma bhavasya. Atma bhava is already there. It is the one which is all the time I, as I, the Purana is there, correct? That which is shining as I all the time, it is there. If you remove all the wrong notions with reference to that, it keeps shining as it is. Nothing else is required. Nityaha hi atma bhavaha sarvasya atad vishaye iva pratyavabhasate. So, this atma bhava is nitya. Always it is there. I am always there. Whether even in Gita, Bhagavan beautifully points out, correct? Dehi nosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yavvanam jara. Okay. So, kaumaram yavvanam jara. All the time, I was a child. I was a youth. I was an adult. I am becoming an old person. Everywhere the I is the same. Whatever you add to that, they are all different things are there. They are all changing. But the I is unchanging. Similarly, I am the waker. I am the sleeper. I am the dreamer. I is the same. But dream individuality is different from waking individuality. Dream body is different from waking body. In sleep, there is no body, there is no individuality. But I am there. That I we are talking about. Understand that. That I is only one always. It never changes also, its nature. But it is atad vishaye, on the not I, on the anatma, it shines as though it is atma. That is where all the problems comes. Correct? Therefore, Bhashyakara says, Tasmad atad vishaya abhasa nivritti vyatirekena na tasmin atma bhavaha vidhiyate. He makes it very clear. This is a very important portion of the Bhashya. Understand that. Bhashyakara is explaining to you the nature of self-knowledge. So, self-knowledge means not knowing the self as some. See, some people say in my meditation, I saw this vision. Some light is coming in me and all that. Or some sound is coming. All that also. No object is Atma. Okay. Atma is yourself. You cannot objectify yourself. Then what is this Atma Jnanam means? Removal of all wrong notions. Atad Vishaya Abhasa. Abhasa means distortion. You can take it as. So the I is distorted and placed on things which are not I. That distortion has to go away. The nivritti of that, other than that nivritti, other than the going away of wrong notions, there is no other self-knowledge newly created or anything. Tasminna Atma Bhavaha Vidhiyate. The Atma Bhava is not mandated by the Shruti separately other than removal of your wrong notions. Anyatma Bhava Nivruttau Atma Bhavaha Swatmani Swabhavikaha Yaha Sa Kevalaha Bhavati iti Atma Jnayate iti Uchyate. So therefore, when we say Atma is known, self is known and all that, what do we mean? This wrong identification with the anatma is gone. Anyatma bhava nivrittau. So that having happened, The Atma Bhava is there as it is already, correct? Which is Swabhavikaha, which is natural, which is your very Swarupa, which is your very nature. That is there as it is by itself. Sa Kevalaha Bhavati. That alone is there, and that's what we call as Atma Jnayate iti Uchyate. That is what we call as knowing the self. There is nothing other than that. And why? Because Swatascha Aprameya. Because Atma is by itself cannot be known by any other. There is only one consciousness, in fact. You cannot, there is no other consciousness to objectify this consciousness or anything. Swatascha Aprameya Pramanantarena Vishayi Kriyate iti Ubhayamapi Aviruddhameva. So Atma Jnayate also you can say, and you can also say it is Swatascha Aprameya, because by any other means of knowledge it cannot be objectified. Therefore, both statements are valid. There is no contradiction in that. Beautifully, he has established this. Further, what? Virajaha, Vigata Rajaha, Rajaha Nama, Dharma Dharmadi Malam, Tadrahitaha Ityetate. So, Rajaha, without any Rajas. Here, Rajaha means what? Bhashyakara says, Dharma, Adharma, Adharmadi Malam. In Dharma and Adharma means Papa and Punya, Karma. So, it is not subjected to any Papa Punya. The Atma is Asanga. It is not a Karta Bhukta. Therefore, it cannot have any Papa Punya. It is always pure, Shuddha. It's not like it became tainted and it became pure again. It is always of the same nature alone. It is untaintable and always pure. That kind of an Atma, Vigata Rajaha, Paraha, Paraha Vyatiriktaha, Sukshmaha, Vyapiva, Akashadapi, Avyakritakya. So Paraha here means what? That which is that which stands out separately. Vyatiriktaha, Sukshmaha, that which is very subtle, or that which pervades even the Akasha. So Akashad, Avyakritakya. Here Akasha means Avyakrita really. It is not the Mahabhuta Akasha. Even if you take like that, it is okay, because it is like Akasha is considered to be limitless. But this is the one which pervades even that. Or it is the one which pervades the Karanam, entire Karanam of this universe, which is Avyakrita, the unmanifest. Avyakta, Avyakrita, and all these words, Prakriti, so many words are used for it. So it pervades that also. That is this Atma. Ajaha na jayate. Again, it is not born, because time itself is born in this. So it cannot be in time, correct? Space time is in you. You are not in space time. This is the first thing you have to do, Nididhyasana. And also what? Janma Pratishedha Uttarepi Bhava Vikaraha Pratisiddhaha. So this Janma is denied for this Atma. Shad Bhava Vikaras are also denied for it. It is negated for this Atma. So not only the Janma, even after Janma, whatever Bhava Vikaras are there, correct? So we say Asti Jayate, Viparinamate, Apakshiyate, no, Vardhate is there in between. So Vardhate, Apakshiyate, Vinashyati. So first it is there in the Garbha, then it is born, two things. Then it grows, Viparinama. Sorry, Vardhate, Viparinamate. It grows and then it metamorphoses, adolescence and all that we say, correct? So there is a metamorphosis, there is a change. And then again you grow old. Apakshiyate, Vinashyati, die. Six things. These six things are there. For I means no. It is all only for body. It is there for whatever Stula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira. These only undergo all this Bhava Vikara. There is no Bhava Vikara for Atma. By saying Janma, all six are also taken here. We have to understand. If Janma itself is not there, none of the other Bhava Vikaras also can be there. That is the idea. So Sarvesham Janmadivate, all the Bhava Vikaras also you have to consider like Janma only. By the Janma Pratisheda, all the other Bhava Vikaras are also negated. are prohibited for Atma. And then what? Atma Mahan Parimanataha. So the Parimana, measure, I told you. So it transcends all forms of measurement, whether the measurement is going infinitesimally small or it is going infinitely large. It is smaller than the smallest. It is larger than the largest. That means it is beyond any measure. So Mahan Parimanataha Mahattaraha Sarvasmat means it is greater than everything. Whatever you can think of, it is greater than that. And Dhruvaha Avinashi, it is not Vinashi, uh, it cannot be destroyed, it is imperishable. Avinashi, there is a town called Avinashi near Coimbatore. So Avinashi Lingam, like that they keep name also. There is a Shiva, very good Shiva temple there. Avinashi Linga. Okay. Next Vakya is what? Tameva dhiro vijnaya prajnam kurvita brahmanaha na anudhyayat bahun shabdan vacho viglapanam hitaditi. So that Atma Tameva, okay, in this whatever in the manner in which the Atma was revealed to you, that Atma, Dhiraha means Viveki Purusha, one who has Viveka Jnanam. Having known that, again known Vijnaya means here knowing it from your Guru. And Shastra, of course, because Guru is teaching you whatever is said in the Shastra. So you learn from the Shastra, but not like Shastra is telling like that, Guru is telling like that. That is not good enough. That's why Vedanta is not gaining factual knowledge. Understand that. You don't go to study Vedanta to see, okay, there are three bodies, Stula Sharira, Sukma Sharira, Karana Sharira, five koshas are there, Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya. All this you enumerate, write notes. Factually knowing all these things is no good. How does it pertain to you? It is about you, correct? The Vedanta has to transform you. It is all about self-transformation. Whatever the Upanishad is teaching, it should be your knowledge. It should not be like my Guruji is saying, therefore it should be true. No. Or Veda is saying, Shastra is saying, it is Veda Vak. It should be true. No. It is to be understood. It should become your knowledge. Correct? That is the Prajnam Kurvita. Vijnaya Prajnam Kurvita means what? Having known from the Guru and Shastra, it has to become your knowledge. Your problem should end. Correct? You are the one who is feeling small. Correct? Insignificant. Whenever you look at yourself as an individual, you are not acceptable to yourself. That is your fundamental problem. One of self non-acceptance. Unless all that goes away and you enjoy the results of the jnanam, you have not done prajnam kurvita, has not happened. It is not become your jnanam. Whatever the Guru is teaching, Guru has that knowledge. That's why Guru is teaching. But then it has to become your knowledge. Then only for you it is beneficial. Correct? It has to become your knowledge. And by that, your thirst for knowledge should come to an end. Because you were mumukshu, then you become jignasu. You were desirous of freedom. Then you become desirous of knowledge. But when does that desire end? Once you have gained the knowledge yourself. That is the idea here. Prajnam kurvita brahmanaha. Again, brahmanaha is the one who wants to know Brahman. Correct? And again, for that, Upanishad is giving some interesting advice. It's saying, na anudhyayat bahun shabdan. So don't go and read too many things because here ekatvam is the important thing. Even those who are Vedantins, they can keep on studying so many scholarly works. And the problem with some of these things is what? Different people have different opinion about some subtle topics and all that. By and large, they are all Advaitins, okay? On the larger things, they will all agree. Brahma Satyam, Jagan Mithya, Jivo, Brahmaiva, Na Paraha. In fact, you have to stick to that. That is the best thing. But then you go, what is this Brahman? What is Jiva? What is Avidya? Means different, 100 different opinions are there. And they will all, everybody will say, I am following Shankara also. So what do you do? Whatever makes sense in that, stick with that. That is your prakriya. Understand that. Otherwise, you will be fighting. Nowadays, with internet and all that, it is becoming worse. I'll tell you. So don't get into all these things. You know this knowledge clearly and then own it up. So spend your time in owning up this knowledge. That is the most important thing. Also, another thing is don't read other things. Even when I was a brahmachari, I wanted to study Jyotisha. I went to Pujya Swamiji, my Guruji, and told, shall I learn Jyotisha? He said, no, don't learn. Why you have come to Vedanta, stick to Vedanta. Don't study other Shastra. Then you will be only diverted into that, correct? He told me not to even study all this Nyaya, etc. Because already we have a modern education, certain logical thinking and all is there. Of course, we do, even during our course also, we were given introduction to Nyaya, all this Mimamsa, etc. Of course, grammar also we have studied. All these things are important. I'm not saying it is not, but don't go into that alone like I'm studying some advanced text, Nyaya Muktavali and things like that. Some Navya Nyaya and all, if you get into that, you will be lost in that itself. And you will, the Vedanta will not fructify. That is why Upanishad itself is saying, na anudhyaya bahun shabdan. Means bahun shabdan here means all these other shastras, Bhashyakara says. Okay. Only stick to Atma Ekatva Pratipadakaha. Whatever is the Shastra which is revealing to you the Atma Ekatva, stick to that. Okay, you don't require, once you have certain clarity, you don't have to, you are not a scholar also. Understand that. A Jignasu need not be a scholar. Of course, a scholar also you can become. Over a period of time, you read so many things, whatever sticks with you, based on that, you become a scholar and all that. But scholarship also is not your goal. Your goal is self-transformation. Stick to that always. Then this knowledge will fructify. Otherwise, there is many a slip between the cup and the lip, correct? You can get diverted anywhere and you will lose focus and you will lose that alertness. Again, the Jiva Bhava only will be there. That's why it is a very, it is like walking on razor's edge, correct? In Kathopanishad, it is said, Shurasya Dhara and all that. So literally, this pursuit is like walking on a razor's edge. You have to be so alert. Don't get distracted by anything. Stick to it. Okay. Why? Because it is further saying, Vacho Viglapanam Hitaditi. So it's all only making too much effort. This Bahun Shabdan, all this other Shastra, etc. It is all only an effort, okay, which will weaken your vak, means your indriyas and all that. So don't do this Bahun Shabda Vidhyayanam. Stick to Vedanta, stick to Ekatva Pratipadaka, uh, whatever is revealing Ekatvam, and stick to that. We will see the Bhashya quickly. Tam idrisham atmanam eva dhiraha dhiman vijnaya upadeshataha shastratascha. So vijnaya Bhashyakara. So this kind of atma, idrisham atmanam, the viveki purushaha dhiraha dhiman vijnaya, knowing. How did he know? From Guru's upadesha and shastra. But having known it from the Guru and shastra, it is not Guru's knowledge, but now it has to become your knowledge. So he is saying prajnam shastra acharya upadishta vishayam Jignasa Parisamapti Karim. So this is the beauty. Jignasa Parisamapti Karim means what? You started with a desire to know. Now you should have satisfaction that I have known it. Now it is my knowledge. I know the Atma. That is the Jignasa Parisamapti Kari. It has to become that Vishaya that prajna which has resulted in satisfying your desire to know, and that Brahmana has to do that. Kurvita Brahmanaha. Brahmanaha is the Brahma Jignasu only is called Brahmanaha, the one who wants to know Brahman. And therefore, in this manner, what? Evam prajna karana sadhanani sanyasa shamadama uparama titiksha samadhanani kuryadityarthaha. Of course, see that Vijnaya Prajnam Kurvita means there is an effort there. Really. That is the Nidhyasana part. Bhashyakara says here, what do you do? Means take sannyasa, because sannyasa lifestyle is the closest to whatever is revealed as the Atma Swarupa. And also this Shamadhamadini, anyway, even before Jnanam also you have to put effort. But having known what is said in the Shastra also, that is the main thing, where you have to do sadhana. So develop your emotional maturity, your indriya nigraha. So tyaga vairagyadi sadhana. That is the main thing. Tyaga and vairagya. And be established in this Atma alone. So this Samadhamadhi will come later in this chapter itself. That's why Bhashyakara is pointing out here. So using all these things, you own up to this knowledge. It has to become your knowledge. That is the Prajnam Purvita. Further what? Na anudhyayat, na anuchintayet, bahun prabhutan shabdan. So, so don't think about or don't study all these different words, different shastras. Okay, because now your only purushartha is moksha, and for that whatever jnanam is required, focus only on that. You don't have to focus on other things which are all only revealing the objective world, and there is no end to such knowledge also. Anything in the world you can never know completely anyway. So it will not be. That is why we have specialists now. Correct. A specialist means what? Somebody who knows more and more about less and less. Because in a small field of study, he will know a lot. Nowadays, even doctors are like that. Correct. I went to an ENT. Then the ENT, my throat infection went into the ear. But the ear ENT fellow said, okay, there is an infection, but I will send you to an infectious disease specialist. Okay. So there is an infectious disease specialist. Wherever the infection is there, they only give the antibiotics and all that, and they monitor that. So there are specialists. I think in medical field only there are so many specialists. There is only one body. Understand that. But within the body, even within the eye, there is a retinologist is separate, correct, from the regular ophthalmologist. They only deal with whatever is happening in the retina. So even within the eye, there are 2, 3 specialists are there. I think a glaucoma doctor may be different. I don't know. There are different specializations are there. So that's why there is no end to objective knowledge. Don't get caught into that. So Bhashyakara says, Tatra Bahutva Pratishedhat केवल आत्म एकत्व प्रतिपादकाः स्वल्पाः शब्दाः अनुज्ञायन्ते. So only these limited words which are revealing this Atma to you, correct? You focus only on that. Okay. Do not be caught up. Do not think of too many words. Do not think about all other shastras, because they will only make you tired. That's what the Viklapanam is, that only real. So if you think about too many things, also, in fact, only that you leave everything else to Bhagavan. That is the best. Even if something is happening in your life and all that, don't try to over-analyze why this is happening and all that. Let Prarabdha take its course. Leave it to Bhagavan. Whatever is happening in the life, let Bhagavan take. This Srishti is Bhagavan's Srishti. Why are you worried? Let him take care of that. Whatever happens, you focus only on this Atma Ekatva Pratipadakaha Shabdaha. Just think about that alone. Okay, Shabdaha Anujnayante. Okay, Anuchintayet. Already he said, you only think about this, nothing else. And even that again is quoting Mundaka Upanishad also. Om ityeva dhyayata atmanam. Also for this sannyasis and even jignasus, this Om, Dirga Om also. Om. Like that you can do for multiple matras. This Omkara, you can even mentally you can do Omkara japa also. It is supposedly very good. Okay. So Om ityevam dhyayata atmanam anya vacho munchata also. Even in Mudaka Upanishad also same thing is said. Give up the other words. Other than whatever Atma Pratipadakaha, any other words are there. All other words, speech, you give up. Only focus on this Atma Jnanam. Iti cha Atharvane. In the Atharvane means this Mundaka Upanishad is in the Atharvana Veda. And why? Because Vacho Viglapanam Visheshena Glani Karam Shrama. Why? Because it will only tire your speech. Your thinking also will make you tired. You keep thinking about too many things, you feel tired, correct, mentally. So don't get tired and all that. Just relax in this knowledge. Whatever is taught by the Guru and the Shastra, whatever is taught by the Upanishad, hold on to that and relax and enjoy. So these are all Shramakaram. Why? Because Tatra Tat Bahu Shabda Abhidhyanamiti, because you are thinking about too many things. Therefore, it will make you tired. So don't do that. Okay, the next one is a very, very important, one of the most important things and very big also. We'll see this in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Rubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
Thank you so much.